Right, so quick video about a rat, mouse, squirrel trap, whatever will fit through that hole. It was weird because yesterday I showed the trap and kind of Marcus Brackley kind of gave me inadvertently the inspiration for this, because he'd said about filling in the sides or funneling the sides of the figure 4, you know, like the figure 4 trap, and that made me think of an idea. And then all of a sudden from that idea I thought of this idea. So he kind of inspired me inadvertently by mentioning funneling sides. Now this looks nothing like the other one I'd thought of, which I will show you as well. But I've been wanting to make something like this for a while. So basically this is a drain pipe with a hole cut in the front so an animal can go in. I found this heavy piece of yew wood, so I've used that as the weight. And then here again we've got like a static figure 4 again. I'll turn this around later and show you, some more details. Inside there is obviously the end of this bait stick, and then I'll show you what happens when you press it. So the animal would go in there, your bait would be tied to the end, and then down comes the weight. To reset it, you just pull it back up, prop it with that one, so you're very safe. Now to get no hands anywhere near anything, all outside of it, and prop that back in again. Now it's quite fiddly to make and to get this part right. So obviously this bit removed, so you could just tie your bait on there easy enough. Once you tied your bait on, obviously you just place it back in. So that's the weight. Now you could drill a hole in that, fill it with lead, or cut some lead discs and screw them on if you want it heavier. So this bit is permanent. That's how it is that side. The funny thing is the wood I used here was the bottom of an old rat trap. So it has got a slot there. That wouldn't matter because once the animal's inside this part, it doesn't matter anyway. You can see there, you can see that part of the trigger. I suppose you could cut a hole each side and have it like a run through with a longer trigger, but I did the trigger short so it doesn't get, so when the log falls it's not in the way, so it has to be a relatively short trigger. Well, at the minute, unless I can figure out maybe if I can make the whole thing higher, it might be able to actually flip this part out, but at the minute being short and small it can only just flip it just out. I think the whole thing was higher and this was higher, it may be able to flip it out, if that makes sense. I say these things and sometimes, I know what I mean, but right, so the only bit that was a bit fiddly, which I didn't like, was getting the tube into the wood. So that's how I did it. But you have to put a bit of wood back up inside it again. Otherwise, if you used this on soft ground, there wouldn't be anything hard on the bottom for the log to hit against. It would just be hitting, it would hit the animal, but if it was soft ground underneath, it might just push it into the ground. I suppose you could just put a piece of wood over the bottom, or just what I could have done, could have just put a bit of wood over the bottom, like this. Could have put a bit of wood on the bottom. See, that's what happens when you're kind of rushing doing things. But anyway, that was the hardest part, which annoyed me, was getting a bit of wood back in the bottom. I cut it out like that just for easiness. So you put that in there. I'll show you another thing I had to do as well. You can't really see it. Actually, you might be able to see it now. But you see how I had to cut. That's not in it, that's actually pointed like that. I had to cut that exactly in a line down there because it hits that nail and because it hits the nail, that's as far as it will go. So I had to just cut it down there, because the first time I did it, it was square, and when it went down, it was obviously pinned. It pinned the log up, but it couldn't get anywhere any further. So it takes a little bit of, you know, kind of cutting bits and making it, and then trying it, and then cutting something else. But I quite like this one. I've never seen nothing like it. Like I said, it just came to me from thinking of a different trap, and then from that trap, this idea just came to me straight away. But I think that wouldn't be a bad one. I might make some more. Maybe even one that goes straight through, heavier weight, maybe slightly higher. But I think that would be quite, you know, quite a good idea, and quite a good trap. You just got to tweak it, get all the right bits. I like it. Somewhat different. As long as a mouse could trigger it off, that would definitely kill a mouse. Might need a bit more weight for a rat. Right, anyway, if I make some more of this one, you know, modify it, change it, I'll definitely show you. Alright, anyway, cheers for watching. I'll see you later.